Team, what is going on? Good to see you guys. I'm back. I'm back this time with a microphone that actually works right from the beginning, so that's pretty cool. Hey, so today's episode is going to be different than last one. Last time we had pre-leveled up a bunch. We got to about level 10, or well, it was 11, I think, and we were exploring some of the mid-range areas of Aventur's Pass that were available. But we also had another wipe last night, and we thought rather than trying to rush to a certain level, and since we have several weeks of content to explore with Pantheon here, what we would do instead is we'll just do a fresh start. So you're going to see right from character creation, I'm going to join my group, and we're going to level up. And we'll do that over the course of the next couple weeks as we wait for more content to be released throughout the seasons. But with that said, no further ado necessary. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to go ahead and make a Paladin again. I really loved the Paladin last time. I only have 2 starting points to allocate, but I'm going to put them into Strength. It seems a little weird to put them into Strength, but the big thing with the Paladin is you want to have the ability to hold aggro. And right now, the only thing I can do from the outset that will increase my threat gen is putting those points into Strength. It's going to make me do a little bit more damage, and if I do more damage, that means I'm going to have a little bit better threat. So I open up my inventory immediately. I've got a mysterious letter. This gives me a little quest to go talk to someone. And then I have 2 scrolls, Lay on Hands and Shock on Death. Good to see you wrecked. Fat Matt, Zezaresh, Thizzard. How you guys doing? Probably... We'll see. We'll see what our weapons situation looks like. Just add these for now. Let's contact our group. Today I am joined by Biggs, the monk, Kumu, the shaman, Kagadin, the paladin, cleric, Zinix, the wizard, and Quina, the rogue. So very similar group to last time, but instead of a second rogue, we now have a cleric being played by Big Kagadin, one of the greatest EverQuest levelers to play the game. If you guys didn't know, he's also really good at EverQuest leveling as well. Or I mean, at Pantheon leveling as well. And in the testing situation, he's been crushing it. So out here in the middle of this little town called Avelia, there's an NPC called the Scavenger. He gives a bunch of quests. And that's what that first task we had from that little mysterious note was from. So I'll complete that. And then he gives you basically a bunch of tasks to get your first trade skill items. Cool, my group just gave me a little club. So we'll be using our blunt special ability. But yeah, this is so I could chop trees and mine ore and stuff like that. We're good now. I see Cloudy is here. That's what's up. Kumu is giving me a basic skinning knife. I already have a basic skinning knife. And we'll just destroy this brittle sword. Kumu. Was it supposed to be a bag? Oh, he's giving me silver. Okay. Hey, Fat Matt. That's what I'm talking about. Nope. Everyone's giving me all these... Oh my goodness. 2 bags from Cloudy. I'm all bagged up. Last time we played, there was a vendor in Aventur's Pass that was selling bags at a heavily discounted rate. I like the way they do their inventory. So you have your top level inventory, and bags don't really take that space. Instead, you have 5 specific bag slots, and bags are just like pure inventory expansion. It's nice, it's neat. I think these tooltips are a little bit like too in my way right now, but other than that, very nice inventory screen. Our gameplay loop is pretty simple to start with. Wow. Yeah, I really have nothing going on here right now. Because this, like, readiness is going to be tough to get, like, I'm not even going to be able to use an ability on every mob, I don't think. But once we hit 2 and we can start buying our spells, it'll feel a lot more involved. Take all. Duskbat is yellow. I feel like we should be able to do yellows at level 1 with 2 healers in the group. Let's find out. Oh, that Sonic Screech is gonna mess me up. Salted, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. Long time no see. Yeah, I've got a wonderful opportunity to mess around in Pantheon a little bit. Fun size, it is not live. Good to see you, by the way. These beetles are all social out here. And it's funny, like, you notice there's like a lot of beetles up. It's because no one kills them, because if you attack one, you just get wrecked by like 5 of them. A few more years. Tamina, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's try it. It's yellow. Yeah, there's nothing too close to it. So I don't do much with the trade scaling stuff, but a lot of these trees are like named trees that you can harvest with your axe. There's like a blackberry bush here that you can harvest, and then a lot of these enemies you can skin once you've killed them. And they all give unique parts of materials for trade scaling and stuff. This is like, it's live gameplay, like I'm playing right now, but the game is not out. You know what I mean? It's still in a testing status. Salted Hash, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm live. Game's just in a pre-alpha, alpha state. Is it technically an alpha now? They're in seasons, and people with all sorts of levels of pledging and backing can participate. You're moving to Germany soon. Oh my goodness. You're waiting for the 25th anniversary, dude. I feel like a lot of people are gonna play on that 25th anniversary TLP as long as they don't blow it. If there's a good rule set, it's gonna be mega popular. Like the most popular server we've seen since Mischief, at least. Maybe the most popular launch we've seen since Airdoom. Good to see our little friend thing. Sora's already level 8, going hard. That I was thinking that, man. Did you see Everil, that like their Q3 profits were like a lot lower than projected? Not for Darkpaw games specifically, because we don't see that data, but for Daybreak games as a whole. Grumpy, hello. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like they need to produce a win. They sold PlanetSide, that'll help their Q1 sheet, right? But I'm sure the pressure is on. EQ is like one of their biggest earners as well, so it just seems so easy right now. Like, if you want to produce a server that everyone's gonna love, just like copy and paste Mischief. If they really want it to go crazy, take like the Mischief loot rules and put them on top of the Cello EXP rate and maybe slightly faster expansions. I feel like they're probably scared of faster expansions because casuals tend to not like that. But at the very least, faster EXP and more loot has proven time and time again to be more popular. By the way, how's the game audio for you guys? Is it too loud? Too quiet? You should hear, like, you know, some combat, spiders screeching and stuff. You know, it's been a long time. I should actually play EQ2 again, Grumpy, to see if it feels similar. But the last time I played EQ2, it didn't feel like this to me, from what I remember. Oh, my group's over here. It feels more Vanguard-y to me. Perfect, great. I'm glad the audio is feeling good. Yeah, I think so too. Right now, like, it's a little bit sparse looking at my toolbar, but it rapidly fills up. You know what I mean? By level 10, you have a full bar in some things. You have to like choose what is on your hotbar and what's not, kind of thing. You know what I mean? There's a lot. And I think they might be going for a limited action set here. So like, I'm not going to be able to right away expand my hotbar. I have a certain number of slots and I have to choose what's on it. And I don't think I can use things that are not on the hotbar without like manually swapping them out, which I cannot do during combat. So they want you to have to make a choice on what you're bringing to the battle. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, EQ definitely is like the definition of sparse, right? What does a warrior do? Basically just like bash and auto attack all the way to level 65. Occasionally hit your discipline. But it's, you know, it's a victim of its time. Right, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they added something like that, Grumpy. Like little saved sets that you can make. So Tamina, are you going to play hard? Are you going to go casual on the 25th? Since you're moving across basically across the world, are you going to be in like a Euro guild? I really like the way first person feels right now. It's in a good spot. You're Euro. Oh my goodness. My American bias is showing. It's definitely going to launch the second to last or the last Thursday of May. Dang, that's hardcore. I don't know anything about the technical side of the house on how they're doing this. I know that they're using like a very, very customized version of Unity at this point. I'm not close enough. Bug. So I'm level 2. I could go get my level 2 spells, but I get the feeling that my group wants to just push to 3. So that we're not running back all the time. Elkhorn Toad. I don't know if I've seen this mob before. He looks pretty cool. I like his little toad sounds. Salted, we have a monk, Biggs, we have a shaman, Kumu, we have a cleric, Kagadin, we have a wizard, Zinix, and we have a rogue, Quina. And I'm a paladin. I am the useless tank. Not that the paladin's bad. The paladin is awesome right now. I'm just bad. Grumpy, you want to find a nice non-toxic guild with sane leaders and chill raids that get shit done. I feel that. Yeah, Salted, Unity is a game engine. It's one of the two really big game engines right now. Unreal and Unity. It's like the most sus thing I've ever read in Twitch chat. Totally not a fake user. First time chatter saying that they are not a fake user. A slog beetle. I think they give a nasty dot. Oh, Bonecaster. Undead nukes, let's go. Resisted it. Don't resist it. Resisted it again. I hit him. 6 damage. I die. Oh, he landed a big nuke on me. I'm like dead. Okay. Well, it's a good time to sell. Whoa. Oh, I'm stuck like climbing on this wall. Okay. Open. Move this stuff around here. All right. Cool. How much do we have? 17. Don't tell my group they're going to ask me for money. All right. Buy Insight. Get Fervent Strike. While we're over here, get Righteous Flame. Get Oath Flame. And get Edict of Celestial Might. And just in case we get there, Valiant Cross. Oh, psych, I don't have enough money. Spells are expensive. Dude, Beowulf, nice to see you, man. Alright, so the two big things that I just got, Fervent Strike and Incite, are like my bread and butter for these early levels. Incite is basically taunt that always works, and Fervent Strike is just gonna do some damage and generate some threat. But the way Incite works is really great. It forces the NPC to attack me for 3 seconds, and during that time I also generate increased threat. You've been playing Daok? Oh man. You know, Everil, you know what's weird? Every time I've played Daok, I feel like a lot more Euros play Daok than any other MMO. Usually when I play an MMO, it feels like most of the people playing are like US based, you know what I mean? But Daok has never been that way, even back in the day when I played it as a kid. Want to move this here, get this basically right here, put that there. That's good. Why do you think that is? Why is Daok more popular in that part of the world? We're across the bridge. Okay. I loved it, but I was like the kind of person growing up who I would get to Thid and I would just live in Thid forever. Thidronki or whatever it was called, the first arena area. I was like, okay, this is like the part of the game I'm enjoying. I don't need to do anything else but get better crafted gear and sit in Thid all day. Oh yeah, it definitely does. I mean, like every time you go to a TLP server, right, you get one Euro guild, and eventually they just don't have enough people left playing to even exist anymore. That's what it feels like to me. The people who want to keep going either raid at 1 a.m. or merge with like the latest Pacific guild in America that they can find. Interesting. New World is very EU heavy. Is New World PvP based? I don't know anything about it other than it was like the Amazon MMO. I wonder if PvP MMOs just do better over there. That's my theory based on nothing. What makes a guild a giant shitlord guild, Grumpy? Some might say I'm a bit of a shitlord myself, so. Oh yeah, wow. We're scraping the very bottom of the barrel with the Rapers, yeah. Oh man, I wonder if they're gonna be back. These guys go hard. Ooh, his disease cloud looks to be like an actual AoE. You should join my guild, Grumpy. If I make a guild over there, will you play with us? Come to me. Shotgun Death just doesn't seem like it's worth the casting time. It's like 3 damage when it hits. I'm near death. Yeah, that nuke. What was he hitting me for? 59 damage to me with Curse Bolt. How much HP do I have? 40. 49. So in one hit, he does beyond my max HP. And it's a spell, so my armor class doesn't matter. No news on the TLP yet. None at all. I think we'll hear the first inklings of TLP news after PAX East. I think some people will go over there, schmooze around a little bit, and get the scoop. Or at least a strong hint. Yeah, I mean, it deals divine damage and generates 50 wrath, but I think it has to land 37 damage with, what was that, Bone Spur? Bone Spike? His ability dealt 37 damage. It's big, but it's not like one hit kill big. Salted, no. The EverQuest TLP will be in May. I need to take this and change it to just incoming. I don't need to see all this other stuff. So this Undead Ruin area, if you get closer, there's like an evil fog around it. Or there used to be. It's gone. That's why we usually like set up our camp up on the hill so that we're not like in the darkness. There's like a met. There it is. Okay. Look at this. Bruh, I'm not standing in this. Normally, it depends. There have been years where they did it in March, Grumpy, but there have also been a lot of years where they do it 1 month beforehand, so the end of April. Yeah, I like it. The art style looks good, man. It looks better in game in motion than it does in a screenshot. I really like the way the skeleton looked. I'm not a graphics person. Like, obviously, I play EverQuest, right? So I can't possibly care about graphics. I'm more of like an art direction person, I think. So whenever I post a video of Pantheon, there's always like 600 comments that are like, dude, this looks like it's 30 billion years old, right? Oh, we're going to be dead, dude. That Brittle Bone Caster is just going to annihilate. He's trying to kite it away. I'm down. Queen took that somewhere. He's going down. Here he comes. Oh, I wonder if the guards killed it. Cool. But yeah, so a lot of people are like, oh, the graphics look terrible. And I just like, I don't know, it's so weird to me. I feel like caring about graphics in video games is like such a, I don't know. It's like monkey brain thinking. All I care about, he dropped his big nuke on our pooler. That's hilarious. All I care about when I play a video game is, am I having fun? If Pantheon was a game where like every character was like a little square walking around on a flat plane, if I was having fun, I would play it, right? Because that's all that matters. So it's just not super important to me. Yeah, exactly. That's like literally the last thing on my list. Yeah, I agree. Like a 10% improvement in graphical fidelity is imperceptible for top-end games. All it does is basically rob the quality of the game in other areas. You know what I mean? Like, you spend like an extra 10 mil on the graphics, and then that's like other elements of the game that suck because you didn't have enough funding or time to work on them. Queen, what are you doing getting that slog beetle on us? I kind of feel the same way about voice acting in video games. I don't care about voice acting at all. In fact, I usually dislike it because in most games, if they intend to voice all dialogue, it translates to there's significantly less dialogue. You know what I mean? Like, you look at a game like Morrowind where it's not fully... I think Morrowind's not fully voiced. Watch me be an idiot here. It's been a long time since I played Morrowind, folks. But I feel like there was a lot of text in there. Or like all the old school RPGs like Super Nintendo, PS1, even a lot on PS2 up until basically Final Fantasy X, didn't have fully voiced dialogue, and they had a ton of text. Actually, even Final Fantasy X doesn't have fully voiced dialogue, right? It's got like occasional voices. So when games feel the pressure to like voice every line, it just translates to like significantly less text. Less NPC interaction. Yeah. 10 was just the first one to have like any voice, right? 9 didn't have any voice even in the cutscenes. These bonecasters are rough, dude. I remember playing Final Fantasy IX for the first time and looking at the cutscenes in that game and being like, "This we've peaked. Humanity cannot produce better games." Like, this is like 7-year-old me playing Final Fantasy though. But yeah, I was like, this is it. It's perfectly real. Two games ago on the same machine, my main character was like 2 squares in a triangle stitched together. And now look at this. Right, yeah, like it's just great. The cool thing about like some of the older games especially is there's a little bit of room for your imagination. You know what I mean? When everything is like so dialed in and fleshed out perfectly, fully realized, what are you supposed to imagine? You know what I mean? There's like 10,000 pixels in each strand of hair. Nothing is left to the imagination, and I think that is I don't know, I think we rob ourselves of something when we do that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of CC and debuffs. My groups usually just don't do them because we like want to kill things fast. But there's an enchanter class, and they have a bunch of CC like Mez, and we have like a lot of root. The rogues later on get a ton of stuff. There's accuracy debuffs and slows and snares and roots, Mezes. There's like mana drains. There's interrupts because you can see them doing their abilities and you can like do certain things to stop them from doing their abilities, or you could do things to make yourself invulnerable. Bonecaster here. I dumped all my abilities, did 0 damage to this thing. Oh, this is gonna hurt. There's the, yep, there's the death. Here's a little cheese for you. Boom. Look at that. Okay, so in Pantheon, when you get killed the first time, like you get knocked down and you can be saved, and then you have like a 5-minute timer before that can happen again. And if you get killed a second time, or if someone hits you while you're down, then you die, right? Like this. I'm near death right now, so I can like crawl around. There you go. Now, if I get hit down again, I'll just go straight to death. But you never want to release right away, because when the mob dies, if you're still near it, even as a corpse, you get EXP. But if the EXP you get as a corpse before you release levels you up, boom, you just come back to life. Free res. Heretics, it is not out. Not yet. But yes, later on, Everil, some of the CC, like the defensive CC things that tanks can do, become really important because mobs can push out a lot of damage when they're doing their big abilities like that. Skeleton, when he's casting the spell that literally one-shots me, I have abilities I can use later, which will say, like, take no damage, you know what I mean, from the next ability. So if I time it just right, then that thing that could be basically a raid wipe, right, if it takes your main tank down, it's just boom. But it requires your tank to be, like, very cognizant of what's happening and watching and using it appropriately. Managing their resources so that they have the resource available to do that while still generating enough threat to keep the mob on them. There's definitely a big balance element. But, you know, what can you expect at level 3? Righteous Flame. Oh, baby. So Righteous Flame adds a proc to my weapons, I think? Yeah. Imbues my weapons with a Celestial Flame for 20 seconds, giving your attacks an additional chance to deal divine damage. So more threat when I proc, of course. What does this thing con? Doing a lot of damage to me. Dosey, what's up? Who dis? Shuck. Oh, man. Hey, Shuck. This thing must be, like, a higher level, because it's, like, killing all of us. We might wipe. Cool. Time to run back. I don't even think I looted anything. Yeah, didn't loot much. What do I have here? 3 silver. Not enough for any of my spells. Spells are so expensive right now. Gonna rest for a second here. Thix, what's up, dude? Thix, are you still playing on Mischief? I agree with you, Grumpy, that people need to post less and think more. I see some of the... YouTube is like this, like the ultimate cesspool of internet thought. I see the dumbest takes ever on my YouTube videos a lot of times. And I'll like type up a long response and then I'll just backspace it and go on with my day. What are you doing? I need to like not argue with people on the internet, even though it's fun. You imagine how pissed off these people would be that I'm like jumping on their roof all the time. Service, thanks for the follow. It's a little bright. It's because I have my gamma cranked up a little bit to deal with the darkness at night. So normally when we're leveling up here, our leveling route would basically be like the yard trash that you saw, and then we would either hit like a thug camp, it's like a humanoid bandit camp at a little house, or we would come here. For this, we skipped right here, and we could basically stay here, I want to say till like 8. Then there's like a spider cave we could do. There's like a goblin cave we could do, but we never do that for leveling purposes. I'm just going to immediately die again. And there is a manor, a haunted manor that you can go up to. You could also do like animals, overworld animals and stuff. But the goblin cave has the best loot. It's the hardest though. Spider cave is probably like optimal EXP, bridging this gap between this undead camp and the undead manor, which is like up on top of the cliff somewhere. Yeah, dude, that's the way to do it, Will. I wish I had the willpower to do that more frequently. Like, no one changes their opinion on the internet, right? So, you know what I've been trying to do recently? It's very challenging. At least it's challenging for me. I've been trying to divorce my sense of identity from my opinions, so that if someone criticizes one of my opinions, I'm like, okay, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I can try to see if they're correct. So often when someone wants to like argue with you or debate with you, you just like find yourself like swept away in the current of wanting to defend whatever your position was, regardless of like whether it holds up to thought, further scrutiny. They're giving me a robe. It's 4 AC. Look at me, man. I'm like a friar. Yeah, you gotta do it. This guy's name is Fire VR. He's got strong opinions. How dare you not like Tetris? You will burn. I will find you. Brittle Bonecaster hits you for beyond your maximum health. That's the social media manager. Look at our rogue. Their little hidden form where they gain resources. I like the robe look. Looks pretty good. Oh. It makes a funny, I didn't realize that Fire is literally the social media dev. Is that what we call them now? Social media developers? Prompt engineer. It feels similar to prompt engineer to me, but yeah, I get it. It's the social media manager for the company. When they run around as Fire VR, it looks like it's someone who's like butthurt, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's always weird, like, people comment on my videos and they're like, this game sucks. I'm like, I don't know, like, there's a lot of games that I think suck, but I don't look for them on YouTube and then comment about how I don't like them. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing with your time watching a video for a game that you don't like and typing up sometimes like big diatribes about how much you don't like it? Like, what are you doing? Like, yes, I know EverQuest was made in 1999. It looks like it. That's great. Try not stopping mid-climb to read messages and act surprised you couldn't make the climb. I don't think I was surprised, Gaku. I would have been surprised if I had made the climb. I am well known for being a bad climber. It's a meme amongst my friends. All right, baby. We got some real AC now. A gloom-infected rat. This does some damage. Pop lay on hands. It's Alpha Zygor. By the way, what's up, dude? You ready for May, Zygor? You coming back? TLP round 15 or whatever we're on now. Definitely not coming back. That's what they all say. I love playing Paladin. Yeah. This game, it feels great. EverQuest, it feels great. Flavor of the class is great. Cackle. I wonder what Cackle does. It didn't seem like it did any damage. Dang, Shock of Undeath did 22 damage that time. That was definitely worth. Yeah, I really doubt they will, Everil. Gilmare, thanks for the resub. 45 months. Oh my goodness. You're a beast. They had a server wipe last night, Gilmere, so we started fresh characters. We're all like level 3, 4 right now. Kithri, what's going on, Kithri? Good to see you. Tucklock, I said hi. Yeah, they had to fix a number of bugs, and with the bugs fixed, they're like, okay, we're gonna reset this, and Curse Bolt's gonna kill somebody. Yeah, they reset after they fixed all the bugs. Not all the bugs, but you know, some big bugs. Nice. I'm jealous. I've been thinking about getting what are they called? It's like that flat top grill. It's like a brand that everyone's crazy about right now. One of my friends has one. It looks so good. Pit boss is nice. What's the grind like? Last time it was... I don't know. It's hard to say. What was like 99 EQ like? I would say, like in this 2-hour stream, we expect to get level 5. maybe level 6. And then it gets significantly slower from there. Blackstone, yes, Gilmira Blackstone. That's what I want. I'm thinking about getting one of those for the summertime. I've got like a nice back porch area with like a park right out behind us. But I've never, I think they're gas grills, right? I've never messed with any kind of gas grill before. I've only ever used charcoal, so I'm like intimidated. I'm excited to try the Ranger and any pet class that is like a dedicated pet class. You know what I mean? Like shamans have pets now. They get them at level 10. But it's a shaman pet. You know what I mean? It's what you expect it to be. I want to try like a full-on pet class skeleton here. Resist. Is that really all there is to it? What about the part where it explodes? Am I crazy? I'm like a guy who was raised by YouTube before YouTube was around, so I'm basically raised by wolves, so I don't know how to do anything like anything at all, actually. Like we just end the sentence right there. Like I don't know how to do anything. So I'm like, gas grill? Those just blow up, right? Bye, Biggs. I see that curse bolt coming, and I know he's toast. Wood pellets. Interesting. Does it give it like a smoky flavor? I know Joppa a long time ago. I probably shouldn't quote something from like years ago, but I know Joppa was talking about his philosophy for leveling Gilmir, and he was saying that he wanted it to be like a month or more, multiple months to get to max level. Like playing all day, you know what I mean? He wants it to be a very, very serious grind on launch. With the mindset, of course, being that like the game is not about endgame, it's about the adventure. It's kind of what we want. More mobs, please. I know, man. I wonder if that's the fault of developers or is that the fault of players, you know? I want a game that is about adventure, but what does that even mean anymore? I feel like part of it being about adventure is you having like an imaginative mindset that I don't know that as a 30-year-old I have. When I played EQ as like a 10-year-old, I did. But now, we get so fixated on the numbers and stuff like that, min-maxing and performance-based gameplay. Maybe it's my fault, not the game's fault. You hate FTE that much, Cygor? I watched a lot of videos from people playing on the server, and it looked kind of fun. It looked like it was just a new meta game. Like, it was that instead of DPS race, but since you could break aggro locks and stuff, it was just meh, fine. New thing to learn. They made it so it was like a lot harder to break aggro though, right? To break the FTE, I suppose that's, defeats the point of FTE if you could just break it easily. I feel you, Zygor. Tarnished ring. Show me that loot. I always see modern MMOs, like my friends will talk about them. They're like, yeah, did you do like that storyline, or did you see that cutscene? I'm like, what? You're like, your MMO has cutscenes? There's like storylines, like your character's like in the cutscene. It feels so weird. I realize like most modern MMOs just aren't sandbox based anymore. So, I mean, maybe they never really were, right? After like 1999. So you go in and yeah, like everyone runs through the same storyline. Like Destiny, everyone is like the ultimate guardian. They did all the things. I like DPS racing. I think griefing should not be an integral part of the game. I mean, like, it's pretty much in the word, right? Outside of doing what you do to contest other people for limited resources, I don't want my gameplay to make someone else's gameplay worse. But I know some people like really get off on basically bothering other people. I'm not saying that that's you. Near death. Dude, these snakes. I've had it with these snakes killing me. What do you hit me for? It was just like a slow beatdown. That is you? That's so weird. Why? I just have to destroy this. My food and water things are not ticking down. What do I have? 3 silver, can't buy anything. Goodbye. Yeah, we'll never get rid of Chrono. Too profitable. Here's what I think. People are gonna be mad at me. Stream Pantheon, strictly talk about EverQuest the entire 2 hours. I really, we're fighting mobs that are higher than us, yeah. If we were fighting blues, which is maybe what's intended, or even con mobs, I wouldn't be getting 1 shot. Or like 2 shots so quickly. Or like if I had gear. But you know how the early levels are. Mostly naked. I really like games that have visible, like, cloaks, capes. And I've always been disappointed that EverQuest didn't have a cape. And I think they should add capes. Add, like, a visible cape slot, even if it's only for aesthetic reasons. Then slap that shit on the store. And charge me real-life money so that I can swag out. EverQuest also has like guild banners, but you can only make banners out of like these pre-made images. I think they should sell upload slots so you can upload an image of your guild banner. I mean, I played 12 Sky like 20 freaking years ago, and you could upload an image to your banner there. Stat food. Consume this drink to restore a moderate amount of hydration. Blackberry sparkle. Oh yeah, so they let you like have a banner for your guild, and it wasn't like it didn't do anything like EQ ones actually do things, but it was cool, and you could upload your own image. And I know you think like, oh well, someone would just like upload some terrible image, that's why we couldn't have it. But I'm like, you know, if you charge people money to do this, it'll be a limited amount of times that people use it for dumb reasons, and you just have GMs come like clean it up, ban them, keep the cash. But it would be cool to stand in common lands with my cape and my guild banner that is custom uploaded and designed. And it doesn't do anything beneficial. They just are swag items, you know what I mean? Throw like a bunch of like fancy banner images and pre-mades in like the their little loot crates they sell. Can I zoom in on the red head? Oh yeah, yes. She put her shirt on though. She looks very angry. My group's like, please play your tank, please. We're dying here. Curse Bolt. Boom. Man, he just barely survives. Our pooler is trying to LOS the spells by standing behind that tree. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It doesn't look like it works. There was a time where it did work, where being behind the tree, you could LOS. We're starting to get strong enough that we kill these guys before they do their big nuke a second time, which is nice. So as long as our pooler survives the initial nuke, we're good. But yeah, you can see it puts him down to like almost dead. Yeah, I think RuneScape does the same thing. Like, isn't there some like magma kind of cloak that everyone in RuneScape has a hard on for? Oh, that's not good. Here comes Curse Bolt. Am I dead? Near death, okay. I can't take aggro. There we go, I got it now. I mean, I could, but I would have gotten killed immediately. It's a little bit different when you're right next to them, because he, like, hits me with the big nuke and then immediately pummels me for a kill. But if you're pooling, now we can survive it. By the time he gets to you, you're topped off. Lion's Den, straight on the chin. Your bard should have joined our guild in Quorum. No, but really, it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I enjoy it. There needs to be like 100,000 times more content, but you know, that's kind of like the part where you make the game. You know what I mean? But like the gameplay is fun. Just hanging out with my friends, camping dead ruins, killing skeletons. If you have alpha access, you know we're basically in alpha right now. Like, you can play, I want to say, like, 2 weeks a month or something. Okay, who trained the guards to the camp? I think you should log in and play it, dude. You'll enjoy it, in my opinion. There we go, Dosey dropping the details. Thank you, Dosey. The bard's going to be like the very last class added, I think, Lion's Den. So yeah, you're not going to see it for a long time. I forget if bard is before or after necromancer, but those are the last two classes, and one of them was going to be like post-launch probably. The gameplay style that people want from bards is just a little bit complex, you know what I mean? But you might like the enchanter. Like, I don't know that they're gonna have a vision for allowing swarm kiting if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? Swarm kiting is dope, but I don't know, does that exist outside of EverQuest anywhere in MMOs? Oh, you want to experience. Okay. You just want to see their vision of the bard. Yeah, I think that's cool. That's legit. Buff? What's going on? Oh, there he is. You didn't swarm. How did you level on Swarm? You were like super high level pretty fast. I figured you were swarming. Dang, nice. In Daok, all 3 of the realms, even though they have similar archetypes of classes, they technically all have their own unique class trees, right? I think that's why I can't remember like the name of any Daok classes. I played Midgar for a little while when I first started. But then I went Hib, and I played Hib for like a year. My class was something that was like using big 2-handed spears. I would just roll up behind casters that were sitting down in the battlegrounds and just blitz them, 1-hit kill. I felt like on almost every server I played on, Albion was like super dominant. I feel like most Daok servers end up like one group really heavy, or like 2 groups like almost at parity, and then 1 group real small. And on my server, Hib was like definitely the weak one. But that made it a lot more fun. Because I would wake up like before school and play for an hour and try to like scrounge around and kill a few people before like there was 80 people in the zone. What is Eden? I've been seeing it a lot. It appears in like YouTube recommendations and Reddit recommendations for me. I do like that being downed in this drops aggro. It would, I mean, you know, if it didn't, it would be pointless, right? You would just instantly get killed on the next round. What do you mean by skill and spell bloat? Like having too many skills? Because they got a lot of skills right now, dude. I think the philosophy they have, and I was talking about this a little bit earlier, Lion's Den, is there's a huge repertoire of skills and spells that classes get, but you have a finite space to assign them, and you can't change them out during combat. So basically, you have to decide before you go into a fight what toolkit you're going to bring to the table. And once you engage, you know what I mean? You don't get another shot until the mob is dead or you have died. I guess so. I feel like in classic EQ, you could always just like do ability, you know, like you could set up hotkeys. Like any skill that you had through a series of hotkeys you could use. But like eventually I will have more active abilities than can fit on this bar, and I'll have to choose what I put on here. And if Shotgun Death is not on my bar, which it won't be, trust me, I will have no ability to use it at all until I put it back on my bar. So if we unexpectedly got jumped by an undead and suddenly I wanted to use it, well, sucks to be me. You know what I mean? You have to make a tactical choice on what tool set you're bringing. You can make macros right here. I haven't experimented with it yet, but I'm pretty sure that I can't call up anything that is not on my spell bar here. I think it's a limited action set is the phrase that people are using. If I'm crazy, someone who's, you know, also played, feel free to tell me I'm totally wrong. But that's what I remember it being last time that I really looked into it. Yeah, AoE groups are way more common. Here comes one of those snakes. I'm ready to die. Yeah, I do like that. You get a lot of stuff cry check at low level. I would say by 5, you have a pretty good idea of how your class it feels like distinct. And in fact, even earlier than that for some classes. And by 10, they all feel a lot different. Even the tanks, like classes that are in the same group role, by like level 10, they feel distinct in how they operate with that role. So like a warrior, paladin, and dire lord, aka Shadow Knight, all feel very distinct at 10 to me. Yeah, this is strictly a static group grinding stream, just hanging out, showing you what Pantheon gameplay would look like for me, you know, just like an ordinary player doing what I would do in any other MMO. We're grinding in a sort of optimal way. That's all it is, right? Trying to hit good camps, pull as fast as we can, and keep rolling. There's a better camp up here, up in this region somewhere, but I think it is camped. Otherwise, we would be up there right now. It's bigger. It's got like way more undead and stuff. Similar level though. But Chunder, thanks for the sub. The big 6 months. What's going on, dude? Interesting, Dosey, that it'll potentially cost something. I mean, I like that. My group left me. Are we going up? We're going up to the new spot. 0. My group is Paladin, which is myself. Biggs is playing a Monk. Kumu is playing a Shaman. Kagadan is playing a Cleric. Zinix is playing a Wizard. And Quina is playing a Rogue. Yeah, here, this is the bigger undead camp, so we'll have less downtime, more mobs. But Chunder, thank you. I disagree, but I appreciate the compliment. I do this terrible thing where like I don't write anything down beforehand. I just have like a mental list of stuff I want to go over, and every single time we do an interview, I'm like, shit, I forgot to ask like this random question. Need to get that off Queen quick. I think so, Doc, because I've got friends who have like really weird playtime hours, like Shuck, and I know he's soloed up to like level 12 or so at least already, if not higher. So I think so. Just like any other SSF, you just got to be, you know, really careful and mindful of what you're pulling and doing and stuff. But yeah, I think it's possible. Are you talking about the Swinegg one I did recently? The Plat Duper? Yeah, I mean, one thing I try to do is like, no matter what my opinions are, I'm trying to not bring anyone onto the podcast and then like argue with them. You know what I mean? So I let people say their piece, and I try not to like, you know, I guess I'll ask them hard questions, but if they say something totally crazy, I'm usually not gonna like fight with them about it. I want them to tell their version of things and let people decide how they feel about it. Lion's Den, in 2021, there was like a major currency manipulation thing happening in EverQuest on all the most popular servers. And I interviewed on my podcast recently the person who was responsible for that. Talking about how they made $100,000 in a year selling Chrono. Yeah, on the TLPs, yep. It's gonna be painful. Don't kill me. I love when they go for Disease Cloud first. Got him. There's the interview line stem. Ooh, got some gloves. Yeah, we're like, this is already significantly slowed down at level 3. For the EverQuest fans out here, I run an EverQuest podcast called Trauma Quest. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. That's not good. That Brittle Bonecaster is going to kill somebody. Biggs is going to be toast. My taunt is down. I saw that MJJ. It just happened like last night, right? That's so funny. I doubt it's anything more than just like someone who had a ton of cash, you know what I mean? Cleaning up before the new TLP rule set's announced and things get more expensive. Learning Oath Flame. I feel like this is like new, this strike thing. Oath Flame is my heal. That's great. Put it over here. Strike. Deals 100% weapon damage to target, bypassing 15% of their armor class. Damage modifier, strength, and dex 40%. I'm going to swap this with that, because that is stronger when it's behind. And I'm never behind things, really. My heal's pretty good. This is a level 7 person that appears to be soloing up here. Yeah, too tired? Oh, come on now. You know. I saw some spicy chatter from you in OOC that people were in their feelings about too tired. People who don't use Discord anymore. Or never did because it's just, you know, it's after their time. How you doing, dude? Looks like a young Bono. That's so funny. What's going on, Teletron? For gaming, websites are dead. It's all about Discord now. People need to get with it. Philosophizer, thanks for the sub. Welcome, welcome. I miss the era of websites and forums, but Discord is just too easy. It's free. Very little setup required. Comes with voice. Hype Train. Teletron, thanks for the sub. Heavy Thomas, thanks for the follow. Yeah. Forums are cool, man. I miss them, but I don't think we're going to get them back. So now I've got my own heal. And it's pretty spammable. If I pay attention, I should be unkillable. Waiting for Reddit to die. I wish. Reddit makes the internet, the whole internet, bad. I mean, as a person who is on Reddit more than I ought to be, it's like I used to go like search for cool websites and find like weird corners of the internet, and I feel like websites like Reddit sort of like replace that. Lions Den, any plans for the May or June TLP? Thinking about it, we'll see. Gilmere, thank you for the bits. Yeehaw. It depends on the rule set, you know what I mean? It's true, you cannot Google game info on Discord. You can search on Discord. Yeah, it does suck. Yeah, you throw on quotes, it just doesn't care. Snakes don't care about my taunt. Yeah, very... It's a system that is like designed to create echo chambers. Really terrible. If I was a company that it needed to have a guaranteed smash hit TLP server, I would do Mischief Loot, Cello EXP, launch it in Classic, and just let it run. Collect your check. It turns out more loot, faster EXP is very popular. Make personas, share AA. True box off in Omens. Cello is double EXP. Very, very fast EXP. Mischief rule set was randomized loot and free trade. Fix 5 community subs. Hype train achieved. Thank you so much, dude. You're a hero. Very much appreciate you. Mischief was the most popular TLP ever. It's massive. Massive. Absolutely crazy. We're like approaching 3 years on Mischief's lifespan, and it's got 20 guilds. Dude, 20 guilds. It's crazy. It's halfway to live. Yeah, too tired. That's when you hit them with, I didn't read all that, but congratulations, I'm happy for you. Or sorry that happened to you. Mischief loot, I mean, it was crazy. So free trade, everything is tradable except for basically like epic items and like certain keys, like the VP key itself isn't tradable, but all the components were. So that's great. Makes it super easy to get back into the game if you've been gone for a while. But randomized loot within certain tiers. So like for group content, classic through Kunark kind of stuff, there's about a 5-level spread. Like if I killed a Freedy, he might drop Ghoul Lord loot and vice versa. The raid content was split into tiers. So Nagafen, Vox, Interrupt, and CT all dropped the same loot table. And I think Sky was just not randomized. Or was it? I can't remember. In Kunark, it was like it was like Trachanon and Vishan's Peak were randomized together. Fadedar and Open World Dragons were together. And I may be misremembering these a little bit. But basically everything in the raid content is broken up into tiers, and it is really cool because you never know what you're going to get when you kill a mob. So it's exciting. Got that loot box effect, sort of. And here's the kicker. To ensure there's like a random selection, it rolls loot twice, at a minimum, sometimes more. But every time you kill a mob, you're pretty much guaranteed to get 2 loot tables worth of loot. So you'll kill Nagafen, and you might get a Lady Vox and an Innerrook. Full kills worth. It's great. It was the best. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Well, it's because I didn't pay attention. So if they did that again, it would be massive. Big hit. My group's dying. I'm looting. Terrible. And then just give it Cello's EXP, so it's nice and fast to level. They got it relatively ironed out now. Like every expansion, there's something that has to be fixed. But if they launched a Mischief 2.0, all the fixing would already be done. I'm actually surprised that I didn't go straight to death. I don't know, line sent. To be honest, I'm like not paying too much attention. I'm being a bad tank right now. I've got this Oath Flame ability that I can almost spam once I'm in a good flow of combat to heal myself, and I'm just not using it because I suck. Yeah, the very first Azarac in Plane of Sky dropped a Mana Robe, and the second one dropped a Toland's Breastplate from Trachanon. So there was some bugs early on that had to be ironed out, but they have been mostly fixed, which means it would be really lightweight to run it again while the tables are ready designed. But we uncovered like really weird bugs or just strange things in the back end of EverQuest through Mischief. Like we found out that there are 3 different Yellowknacks, because Yellowknack's loot was on fucking everything in Valius. It was terrible. And we found out that there are two Soulsec rows, and they were on 2 different tiers of loot in Planes of Power, and it messed every single thing up because you're just like, you couldn't figure out the loot tables. You'd get Soulsec row loot from like Ravos Zek, and you'd get it from like Plane of Time. Hell yeah, Dax. I mean, the Bonecasters are nasty with their, like, 50 damage nuke. Nick, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. Hype train emote. So, Nick, when are we going to do some more testing for that other game? Heard. I think if we get closer to this, we get another like enchanted globe of darkness. Yeah. If that darkness wasn't there, we would camp way closer and have like far lower pull time for this stuff, but not worth. Is the darkness gone inside the center, or does it just like slightly illuminate it? Like, look at it's crazy. You get more light. Bit flip dram. Thank you. What level are you too tired? I assume you started last night and like haven't slept or barely took any break. Yeah, I have a tough spot right now with that. Like if I ramp up the calibration gamma, then when I go in like cities or like by that Thronefast bridge over there, it's like blindingly light. So I just balance it around like normal nighttime looks fine, daytime looks fine, but the enchanted darkness of like undead area or evil areas is like strictly a no-go for me right now. Gotcha. Do you not have like a static group this time? Dax, did you play on Mischief or did you skip that one? Right now, enemy spells ignore line of sight. There have been times in testing where they didn't ignore line of sight. You know what I mean? Where like you could use this tree to dodge spells. But right now, it doesn't matter. And I think that's just like a thing with the design that is being tested, right? Like, how's it feel this way versus that way kind of thing. But I play, you know, a melee exclusively, so I haven't had any issues with line of sight. You played on Yellowknack. Oh, the worst TLP in recent memory. Imagine playing a Feni clone in 2022. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I was talking to Zerm actually just a couple hours before this, and he was telling me that Jelinek has like 300 to 500 players on it now. Like, dead. What would I say makes Pantheon worth picking up? Well, I would caveat it right now. You can't pick it up, but I think it's worth supporting. Why do I think it's worth supporting? Because there's not a lot of good stuff going on in the sandbox MMO world right now. You know what I mean? I don't want an MMO that's like putting me on rails. If I wanted to like be in storylines and stuff like that, I would just play a single player game. I want to go in a world where it's just a big open thing and I get to explore it with my friends. And yeah, there's just not a lot of the massive variety that I feel like does that really well right now. And so that's why I support it, because it represents a desire to create the game that I hope to play. And now, as a benefit of having supported it, I am afforded the opportunity to play it. And when I play it, I have a good time. It's what I want it to be. It's going in the correct direction. You know what I mean? I just need a lot more to sink my teeth into. That's it. But like this, what I'm doing right now, I'm having fun. Like, you're just hanging out with 5 of your friends and killing enemies. Farming loot. It's like the best part of EverQuest. Savandra, what's going on? Good to see you. So yeah, that's how I would think of it. I would say, like, it's not, I don't think of it like, is it worth getting this game? Why should I get this game? I think it's about supporting the game that you want to be able to play. And Pantheon is, you know, represents that. The striving for the ideal that I hope to experience. Right, like when I backed Pantheon, I pledged to it with the understanding that I was basically giving money away. You know what I mean? I expected nothing. And if you have a different opinion than that when you pledge, you might find yourself disappointed. V and Goon, I was just mentioning that the experience I'm looking for is like a sandbox world that is adventure focused, where I can go out with my friends, explore a massive world, and feel like there's adventure around every corner and that the world is dangerous. I like camp style gameplay where you find a spot and stay there for a little while. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the gameplay loop that I'm looking for. Hermit, I haven't played it at all. I mean, I've looked at it. I know a lot of the people involved with it. I think it looks great. I think it looks awesome, and I hope to see more and experience more. Once I play it, I'll be able to give you a better idea of what I think. Yeah, I'm definitely not the kind of person who comes in and is like, hey, I think the game should be like this or that. I don't want to really like influence the way things are. I want them to make the game, you know what I mean? And then I play it, and that's it. Like, I'll provide feedback on like, this class feels like it should, you know, this ability, it costs too much mana, like that kind of player feedback. But I'm not really interested in providing, and I doubt that the devs are interested in receiving my feedback of like what an MMO ought to be. I support them because I want to see the MMO that they're going to make, not some half-baked MMO that I want to make. Come on, Duskbat. It was like your last HP. Yeah, it does look really good, Doc. I was looking at a stream of it the other day, and it was really nice. I feel like it had, last time I had looked at it, it was like the character models were like these little like pills, you know what I mean? Obviously just like little placeholder shapes. It's come a long way. Yeah, too tired. I mean, like, of course I have some opinions on things, but like that's the kind of thing that you'd like talk to your friends about. Some people jump in there and they're like pontificating. Produce my World of Warcraft clone, please. Or like, why can't this be more like EverQuest? Just let it be its own thing. But I think, you know, everyone just wants to have a good game that they're going to enjoy. Some people are passionate and approach it in different ways. 100% Des. It's pretty much a full stop at that. You play a video game, are you having fun? If yes, continue. If no, stop. The thing I always try to think about, like when it comes to games like this, really games that you want to sink a ton of time into, the thing I look for is when I wake up the next day, do I want to play the game still? If it's a good game that's gonna keep me for a while, the next day when I wake up, I should be like eager to get back to the grind, to get back to playing it. That's how I can tell if I'm gonna like it. Stellaris, oh baby. Stellaris is rough because like I'll go back to it and I'm like, Stellaris is awesome, I'm pretty good at it. It's been 8 months. It's a totally different game. Why are all my planets revolting? I don't understand. Yeah, it's like intimidating, but it's a single player game, or at least how I play it is, so it doesn't matter too much. But I'll like start to spend some time getting back into Stellaris, and then I'm like 5 hours into reading about like the new meta and how things work, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend much more time reading about this. Then I'll play, and then when the Reapers come and annihilate my civilization, I'm like, all right, I had fun. But, you know, I bought Stellaris, like, it feels like a million years ago I played Stellaris, and I think when it came out, I got my money's worth and then some. Yep. I love 4X games. Recently, I've been kind of into, like, my guilty pleasure has been Mountain Blade Bannerlord, which is a really fun game that is also a terrible game. Came out in early access, and then like now it's fully released, but I don't think anything has really changed, so that's cool. And there's a lot that I would change about it, but it's still super fun. There's no direction fun size. You have like one scroll in your inventory that gives you basically like a newbie quest. It says like, hey, if you want, you can go look out for this guy, and you talk to him, and he basically introduces you to like the crafting systems. That's all there is. There's no real direction, which is what I want. Ooh, baby, +2 health. Let's go. Yeah, Des, 100%. This time when I started playing it, I downloaded a bunch of mods. I also like made it super easy for myself, because like when I play Bannerlord or games like that, I get a couple hundred hours into it, then I just stop playing. And I'm like, I don't want to like restart and spend another 100 hours like as a mercenary, you know what I mean? So I fast forwarded that part of the game for myself, like a dirty cheater. Gaku, I don't know what you're... What are you saying? Oh, I don't understand. Gaku, I don't understand why you're concerned with someone else's finances. If I'm reading your message right, that is. Okay, Kickstarters for pledges. Can't you... I think you can play right now for like $50, dude. Maybe not at this exact moment, but you can take part in seasons for like $50. But I think it's not the right mindset to say like, I'm going to back it so that I could play the game. You should back it like if you want to support the game financially, and being able to test the game is just a cool little bonus. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Right. Oh, okay, yeah. When I was saying that I got my money's worth, I was talking about a different game. I was talking about Stellaris. Yeah, no, it's okay. I was confused too. Yeah, I spent a bunch of money on... Well, not even a bunch of money. I don't know what it... I don't even know what it cost. It was like $50 so long ago when I bought Stellaris. And I got my money's worth from that game when I first bought it. But now I go back and I try to play it, and it's changed so much. Like, it's still great, but I'm like a million miles behind in it. Have to relearn it from the ground up, and I'm always like, yeah, I'll play a couple hours to turn it off. I'm still satisfied. Night Mist, thank you, thank you. Yeah, a Trap of Logic, you can. For different pledge tiers, financially backing the game gets you different levels of testing access, and it's based on time. I don't know what it is exactly. I'm a bad streamer because I should have this prepared, you know what I mean, to talk about. But basically, I think the lowest amount is like backing at the $50 level gets you a certain amount of time per season. Seasons are 6 weeks as they're going through this testing process. And for a much more expensive price of backing, which I also don't know what exactly that is, you could have up to 24/7 access where you could be on like all the time testing. Yeah, please go ahead. Too tired. I haven't tried Helldivers 2. No, I just haven't had... I've barely had time to play. Like, when I say I've been playing Mountain Blade, I've been playing like 5 hours in the last like week and a half, you know what I mean? This is gonna hurt. The levels make a big difference in survivability here, as we might expect. Yeah, so Too Tired has posted the season's description for Pantheon, which does a better job describing it than what I'm doing. Bumper, thanks. I hate short duration buffs. Like, Righteous Flame is a good ability, but it lasts for 20 seconds. I need like a Gina trigger in the middle of my page because I don't have like the wherewithal to be cognizant of the 20-second cooldown at all times, and I would like to like min-max it, you know what I mean? Like right now the tooltip is up. It should maybe if it stayed gray the entire time that it was on me as a buff, like the tooltip was down for 20 seconds, it would be better. I need like a visual indicator that doesn't require my eye to go all the way to the very top right. You know what I mean? Are they also like that 30-second kind of style buff? Too tired? Kettle One, you know it, dude. I am not built for modern games. Too slow. Can I move my buffs? It's a good question. Not right now, I don't think. Yeah, I would just like move it right here, right above my nameplate, so I just always saw it. That would be the next best thing. But I don't think I can move it right now. I can move some UI elements. Nergon, what's going on, dude? From the mean streets of Otis. Good to see you, man. If I make myself the defensive target. It's definitely an improvement. But you have to understand how smooth my brain is. I need like a blinking red light in the center of my screen. Are you an anime guy? Too tired? I recently got into Vinland Saga with my wife, and I am loving it. I don't watch a lot of modern anime these days. Somehow my wife, like I put on the first episode of Vinland Saga for some random reason, and my wife was into it immediately, which is good because now I have a lot more time to watch it, you know what I mean? Shibe, I haven't played on Form at all this year. I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, nah. So I was really into anime a long time ago, watching like Cowboy Bebop, that kind of stuff. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I mean, even the original FMA was really good. And then I'm trying to think, I haven't watched anything in a long time. I started One Piece, which is a monumental task in itself. So working on that. But I'm also reading the One Piece manga. I loved Berserk, but like the new anime version of it has been awful. I think they stopped, right? The second season of that new style of animation was just too bad. I couldn't get into it. And then Mira passed away. Trigun, yep, like Trigun. So I've been watching this thing called One Piece with my friend. You might have heard of it. It's like the DBZ Kai of One Piece. And that has helped. But I started doing this thing basically like, I want to say in October I started with One Piece, right? So we started watching One Piece from the beginning, which cuts out a ton of the fluff from the anime. But at the same time, I started reading the manga at the part where it was current. So, you know, I'm at like both ends, moving towards filling in the gap, and then I'll be totally caught up. Well, thanks, Gaku. It's horror bad. I don't know, man. So what got me into it? What got me into One Piece was that I think like everyone else on the planet, I've got like one random friend who has been badgering me to watch One Piece for like 10 years, you know what I mean? And I would like the first thing when someone asks me to watch an anime, the first thing I say is how many episodes are there? And when you hear how many episodes of One Piece there are, you're like the only logical response is to laugh, right? And be like, nah, miss me with that. So that's what I did for a long time. And then he sent me this thing about the author being like, oh yeah, we're entering like the final saga. And I was like, okay, I'll try catching up with this. You know what I mean? And I had seen certain parts of One Piece just like in the ether, you know what I mean, that become like memes. Like I saw part of the Marineford arc, including the conclusion of that, which was like kind of good. And then I saw the end of Wano, trying to describe these without potentially spoiling anything for people, even though they've been out for like 20 years in the case of Marineford. And I enjoyed those, but it's definitely a lot better to read it because, you know, the pacing is just much better. What was going on with this brittle? Reading it is just like 10 times better for pacing, and I enjoyed that a lot more. So like I think if I had to do it totally over again, I wouldn't even watch One Piece. I would just read the manga, and then whenever there was a part of the manga that I really loved, I would watch that part in the anime. Like the Kaido versus Luffy fight, you watch an anime, right? Because you want to see how they do. Yeah, One Piece is what I've been doing. But for me, I have a lot of friends who are like all over the world. I'm in the military, so like I'm always traveling, and you know, you make friends with someone and then they split off and they're gone. Fall Boy, what's going on, dude? We're actually just talking about One Piece right now. So for me, any anime is like an excuse to sit in a Discord voice chat, you know what I mean, and share a screen with someone and just kind of watch with your homies and enjoy. What are your favorite ones, Gaku? Yeah, I've heard of isekai as a concept, yeah. No, Sneaky Russian. It's season 1 of their new testing style. Every 6 weeks they release new blocks of content for the testers. Right, yep. Like you wake up and suddenly you're here, or like does that one video game anime count as an isekai? What was it called? I can't even remember. Sword Art Online. Does Sword Art Online count? I enjoyed the first season of that. I think I got lost. I lost interest in the second season. You don't think it counts? Rip. That's like the reverse of my real life. I fall asleep and I'm the Giga Chad. I wake up. Here I am. I watched this one called Future Diary. That was really, really good. Erased was really, really good. They're like not your standard shonen kind of thing. I think Future Diary was called Miraniki. I really liked Parasite, the anime, not the movie. Well, I liked the movie too, but current top anime seasons: Solo Leveling and Mashly. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Miraniki is good, yeah, dude. I love that. Guess Ayuno, 10 out of 10 top waifu. Zinix, you've been soloing? Oh yeah, you soloed like. Did you solo your character to 20 before the wipe? That's what makes her waifu material too tired. Did I see solo leveling? I haven't seen it. Yeah, I'm glad that you clarified, because I was like, I think he's talking about an anime called Solo Leveling, but given the context, other people were asking me about solo leveling in Pantheon, so I was getting confused. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Can you give me like a one sentence, like you know, what is it about? It's like EQ, Sneaky Russian. This is very EQ leveling style. Like, you go to a place, you camp it with your friend. The gameplay is a lot more active in the camp. You know what I mean? I have a lot more abilities and stuff. And if I'm playing not on stream and I'm like looking at my actual Pantheon window a little bit more actively, it's a lot more involved, and you can get a lot of activity to optimize your gameplay loop. But the core idea of get a group of people, go to a location, camp that location, very much EQ. Very much. Feels great. Like, when we plan out our gameplay sessions, we plan out camp by camp. Like, we're going to go to this camp for these levels, this camp for those levels, then we'll move here. You know what I mean? We'll go get spells at these levels, just like you would if you were doing an EQ static. I think I just hit level 5. So, in terms of pace right now, a group that is, like, we're not, like, playing amazingly, you know what I mean? We're not super optimal group composition or anything, but a group that is not dithering around too much. In 2 hours, we have gotten to level 5. It's not out yet, Bamswag. This is alpha testing. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. They had a mage in for a while, but it's not in right now. I think they will, fun size. But you know what I mean? I'm a true believer. I believed back in Pre-Alpha 1. Years ago. Summoner, yeah. Do you guys like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? It's basically my best friend's favorite anime, which means I am obligated to hate it and shit on it at every opportunity. But to be honest, I've never given it a fair shot. Dude, he knows. We've been doing it for years. He has scammed me into watching like hundreds of episodes of it. There he is. That's him right there, Vault Boy. Based. More like waste. Waste of my effing time. You do? What JoJo's tattoo did you get? Why am I forgetting this? I want to get the, like the curse symbol from Berserk. I feel that too tired. Yeah, if people like something like way too much, I have like I develop an aversion to it. I like the parts where like they speak in English in the Japanese version. It always sounds awesome. It's Jaggers. Oh, Death Note is a good one. I'll take this chip and I'll eat it. I love Death Note. GPI season that's like the last 2 seasons that they made, right? I've got 20 more seconds for this stream, basically. Oh, I've got 5 more minutes, actually. I don't like it, man. Like, I watched the first season of that new style. I think that came out in like 2018-ish, right? And I got through it because I really, really love Berserk. And then the second season, I just couldn't do it. But the Golden Era anime version, I really loved. Like, I'm a full-on... I'm a Berserk simp. Not even a fan. I tried my best to watch it. And I was just left angry that they did this to my boy Berserk. You know what I mean? The only thing in the whole anime sphere that was more disappointing than that was the live-action Cowboy Bebop. Like, just a straight-up disgrace. Someone needs to be slapped IRL over that live-action Cowboy Bebop. Nah, Dragon Ball Evolution was for the memes. It would be really hard to do a live-action Dragon Ball and do it justice. You know what I mean? Like, they're flying around 90% of the time. They're always in a wasteland of like plateaus that don't exist in the real world. Bebop, yeah, Bebop was the best, man. It was great. Bebop 10 out of 10, man. I could watch Bebop start to finish like any given couple days. My wife watched it. She loves it. Have I watched the Shogun trailer? I think I have seen the trailer for that. Yeah. No way, is it? Are you just saying that because you were in Japan recently and no one talked about a 30-year-old anime? Or did you read something about how it's not very popular in Japan? I pretty much like all the anime that guy who did Cowboy Bebop has made. Like, Samurai Champloo was good. Space Dandy was pretty good. But, like, they all get worse. Like, each one is a little bit worse than the previous one. And Cowboy Bebop was the best. Yeah, the locals. I mean, it's like if a Japanese person came to America and talked to you and they're like, so is John Wayne, like, really popular here? You'd be like, what? That's not a dude, that's a her, Daydraco, which makes it great, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Eminence in Shadow, I haven't heard of it. Let's carry on. Is it a show? Is it a game? I don't know anything about it. Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I need to check it out. The best part about that, Gaku, is that it's very episodic, right? So, like, you could just jump in on but basically any episode, and you don't need to catch up or refresh on anything. Something I love about it. Uh-oh. You got a little too tired. It does look like the half-elf druid. Is that rooted? When I'm using the club, I don't see my club swing in first person. But with a sword, I feel like I do see it in first person. And I can't do first person if I don't see my weapon swing. It's required for immersion. Alright, folks, we are at our final minute of the stream here. Thank you all for coming out. This has been an awesome time. I hope you got to see some good stuff for the Pantheon gameplay today. I try to show folks the game as I would play it, right? Like, I'm not trying to showcase anything special or sell you on anything. Like, this is exactly how I would play the MMO. This is like the genuine player experience. And I hope you like what you see. I hope that you feel encouraged about the development of Pantheon. And I hope that I'll see you guys next week, Saturday, for our stream again. I think next Saturday I will hopefully be streaming a little bit later. I got some stuff going on. More to follow in my Discord on that, but I would guess around like 9 p.m. Eastern time I will be streaming next week. I'm wrapping up my time here, but this has been great. Thank you all, and always feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm just Zaide there, so come talk trash about anime with me, because I love to do that all day. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure sucks. Pantheon's awesome. Zaide out.